everybody. Basilisk here again, and today I'm going to make a tutorial video, kinda, on stacking. I have a few new members in the Alliance here, and they had asked about, or I had mentioned something about stacking along the line, and they had asked what is stacking, so I figured I'd make a video, better explaining it. It's probably a whole lot easier for me to go ahead and put a video together than it is to try and type all this out. So, to begin with, there is typically two kinds of stacking. You have hero stacking. I'm sorry, I'm just checking out all my stuff while I talk. You have two kinds of stacking. You have hero stacking, which is stacking strong colors, matching colors, 2 or 3 blue, 2 or 3 red, and then you have buff stacking, which is using certain hero specials together to create powerful combinations. Primarily you do it in raids and against titans, because the map levels, it's really not necessary. You can do it for fun, I suppose, or if you're at a tough level. Let's take a peek here. Say you're up here toward the end, like the very last level here is all purple. It really makes a lot of sense to take more than one yellow in, because it really helps out. It makes a difference. Let's see another one. Yeah, all purple again. Here we go. All red. It makes a lot of sense and so much easier if you take, say 3 blues. But anyways, what I'm going to try to do is explain kind of sort of how and why you would want to do this. The advantages and a few, at least one that I can think of right off the top of my head, disadvantages, or things that you need to watch out for when you're doing these types of things. I don't have any Titan flags at the moment, but I do have a full stack of raid flags, so I'm going to go ahead in here to the raids and go ahead and showcase. Let's see what I got. Okay, I have 3 blues and 2 reds. So essentially, by using 3 blues, every one of these guys, it combines their attack stats. So you have the 550 for Kirill, you have 416 for Boral, and you have 716 for Grim. Now, when I'm doing this, see, this is set up, and it's set up wrong. When I'm doing the stacking, you want to come in and you want to watch your troops. So I need to change my stronger troops over to Grim, since Grim is my hardest hitting hero in this lineup. We'll swap that out. And my second hardest hitting was Kirill, which he can keep the level 10. And then Bold Tusk hits harder than Kelly, so I'm going to leave my 4-star troops on Bold Tusk, and that looks a lot better. Okay? Just things to keep in mind. Always put your best or highest attacking troops on your highest attacking hero if you're stacking. Usually you always want to put your best troops forward anyway, but when you're putting 2 or 3 matching color heroes together, you want to pay attention to what troops are under who, just because you could really be losing out on a few extra little hit points there that could be the difference between winning or losing. So there's that. So I like that setup, and at this point I'm going to go ahead and hunt for a red tank. And preferably one that has a few yellow heroes with them. I'm sorry, not yellow. I'm looking at Vivica and thinking yellow. Sorry. Green heroes. But couldn't do it. But here we go. We have a red tank, and they have Bold Tusk in the corner, so my 3 blues will be very good against this if I can manage to land some hits. And he has 2 blue heroes beside his tank, so I'm going to go ahead and set it up with some of my green heroes. We'll take Zelene, And I'll take, let's use, who hits harder? 663, 583. We'll go ahead and use Little John. Once again, I'm checking to make sure. I know Zelene hits harder. She has the level 6 4-star troops. Little John's coming in at a decent second, and he's got my second set of highest troops, so that looks good. And also, especially with Titans, we'll save. Especially with Titans, most of the time you're not in a hurry. You can take your time, you can look at the board, make your moves, plan ahead, try to wiggle a little bit. But when you're fighting a Titan, you're on a timer, not a whole lot of room to wiggle. So what I try to do is when I set up my team initially for whatever color Titan I have, I set my heroes up from left to right how I want them to go off with their specials. So say I would want Grim all the way on the left for the debuff on defense. Then I would want, well, let's go take a look. I'll show you the Titan team. Titan next. Here you go. Wow. I goofed on my troops there. I wonder if anybody would have caught that if I hadn't said anything. My 4-star troop should be underneath Zelene. But anyways, the way I have it set up is the way I want them to go off. The first person I would want to go off would be Grim for the defense debuff. Then I would want to set off my either my Little John or my Zelene. Little John would reduce the amount of mana the Titan gains, and Zelene drops his attack stat down so he doesn't hit my heroes as hard. Then Peters, because Peters can mute or silence the Titan so he can't set off his special. And Wukong all the way over on the far right going dead last because I don't want him getting in the way and making any of my other 4 heroes specials miss. So in a perfect world, that's exactly how I would like everybody to charge up and set everybody off. Of course, that's in a perfect world, and I usually take mana pots in with me just in case. Say Wukong's about to die because the Titan hit him a few times. I can go ahead and give him a mana pot, set him off, and get the bonus of his special buff before they finally kill him. And then, it helps get the damage through. That's what it's all about. You want to get a high enough score. You want to kill the Titan. Keep getting better Titans, better loot, fix your heroes up, yada yada. I'm sure everybody at this point understands that part, but that's how I like to set up my Titan teams. You don't have a lot of time to think about it. You want to make sure that as they pop up, you already know that you want to set them off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in that order. You don't have to do any thinking. You just start, hitting the screen like you have Tourette syndrome, and you're good to go. So, anyways, let's go back into the raids. We got this guy here. I have 3 blues to take out his 2 strong reds, particularly the tank. And I have 2 greens to counter his 2 blue heroes. And hopefully Vivica minds her own business. But win or lose, I'll be able to, hopefully I'll be able to show my example here, and we'll move on with our day. Okay, so now we're in a raid. This isn't Titans. You can take your time, make the best moves. You always want to focus on creating diamonds because the diamonds remove the maximum amount of gems off the board. If you can't make a diamond, you still want to pay attention to making moves that would get rid of the maximum amount of tiles. So, for instance, what I'm going to do now is the selection they're offering me is junk. What I want to do is bring that blue right here. Oh wait, no. Okay. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're still gonna be good. What you would want to do is I would have wanted to bring that down without my fat fingers getting in the way. That would have created the green. Would have cascaded and yada yada. I would have got probably better shot at this, but instead I fat fingered it, and now I have to deal with it. So not only do you get educational benefits from this video, but you get to laugh at my misfortunes. Okay, moving on. Anyways, you saw how much damage that those 3 blues did to that red tank. And I'm going to continue the assault with these 3 blues right here. Okay, and then we're going to do these 3, and the tank is gone. Okay, so next lesson I want to throw in, for people that wouldn't know, is ghosting tiles. If you throw tiles or gem matches into the air, not hitting heroes, you get more mana than you normally would if you just made a combination and hit a hero with it. So, because I don't have anything lined up underneath any of these guys that's really worth taking the risk on, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this match with my green, and that's going to give both of my green heroes a ton of mana. Now we're at the point where we don't really have a whole lot to work with as far as my 2 strong colors, so I have to do some cleaning up. And what I do at this point is I look at the heroes up at the top, my enemies, and I see who has the most and the least mana. So Perseus here is not too far from having his special loaded up and hitting one of my heroes, so I want to stay away from him. Grim over here, on the other hand, isn't all that close to going off, and I have this lineup of reds down here, which will clear out a lot of gems and potentially get me some more blues. I said potentially get me some more blues game. Anyways, we'll do this. There we go. Now we have our blues and we have our greens. At this point, it's time to make a choice. Grim's going to go off, Perseus is going to go off. I look down here at my mana. All 3 of my blue heroes are close to having their specials, and Little John is still a ways off, so I'm going to go ahead and choose to make this combination so that I can get my 3 heroes healed up. Don't you kill her. Oh, you suck. Okay. Anyways, now I have the option to heal up. We apply Riposte, and I'm going to go after these guys over on this side, and then I'm going to match these to almost kill Grim. And there he goes. Grim hit Riposte and killed himself for me. So once again, I look at the board real quick and I find the move that gets rid of the most gems. So I'm going to do this. That was not bad, but I didn't get anything I was looking for. At this point, I would normally do this and be happy because it gets rid of a lot of gems and I would have had my green heroes charged up, but unfortunately they decided they were going to kill them for me, and that didn't do much good because Perseus's special gives defense against his weak color. So thanks, Perseus, appreciate it, brother. Anyways, what I'm going to do at this point is he's going to go off anyway, so I'm going to match this to get the maximum amount out, and he's going to hit my guys and get Riposte if he survives. Okay, so Perseus is out of here. Bye, Perseus. Once again, we heal up. Check out my Riposte. 1 turn left. We'll go ahead and reapply. Bolttusk isn't going off today, my friend. Now, I have the blue crystal, but it's really not worth me setting off right now because there's only 3 other blue tiles on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and work on cleaning some of this mess up over here and getting some more gems up that I can deal with. I have Riposte up for several more turns, so every time Vivica hits me, it's going to cost her, not me. And I'm going to just work on cleaning up and getting myself some blues. She's going to heal up, but she wasn't really hurt much anyway, so there's no concern there. I'll continue to move these out of my way. And now I have enough for a charge, which will heal me up. Reapply Riposte. And we'll hit Vivica with Grim. Alright, we'll make a diamond. We'll get rid of said diamond and hopefully get some more blues. No blues, So we'll go ahead and make another diamond. And another. And we'll go ahead and set the green one off since we have more green tiles. We'll set off the yellow. She's gonna heal up. No big deal. We'll set off the red. Everybody got some mana. They're all ready to go. We'll increase our attack stat. We'll go ahead and apply riposte in case she decides to take a swing. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and make this diamond just in case. She hurt herself by hitting me. Now we finish her off with Grim. At this point, I don't really want to make, well, I guess we should make the blue or purple diamond. I guess we got riposte on. Let's go ahead and charge our heroes up. It sets that off. It sets that off, and she's done. So there you go. That was me using the stack method, hero stacking. Now there's one other instance that I'll go ahead and try to demonstrate. We'll switch out Little John for Bolttusk, and there's a couple different combinations that you can have, but with this one you need to be careful. The reason I say that is this: Kirill, his special increases your defense by 30% and your attack by 30%. And Bolttusk increases your attack by 48%. So, if I was in a raid or Titan battle and all 5 of these heroes were ready to go, I would want to make sure that I had put Bolttusk ahead of Kirill. So that, put Kirill ahead of Bolttusk. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. Anyways, the reason why is Bolttusk's bonus is higher than Kirill's. So you want to make sure that you set Kirill off first and get the plus 30, then set off Bolttusk and you'll get the plus 48. If you do Bolttusk first and then Kirill, you'll actually lose that plus 38. Kirill's plus 30 would overwrite Bolttusk's plus 48 and you would lose out on some potential damage. That's just one for instance. There's several others that are like that. Basically, it's just a matter of when you're setting up, you want to take a few seconds, look at the heroes, look at who you're using, what their specials are. I could show you that one right off the top of my head because I use this exact team a lot, and I know which ones to set off first. It's not a Titan battle, so I don't have to really worry about being pressed for time. I can set them off at my leisure, but it's easier to set them up in the proper order when you're setting up for Titan, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think. You can just go ahead, like I said, get the good Tourette finger rocking, and you'll be on your way. Okay, guys, I added this in real quick just because of the fact that I want to demonstrate what I was mentioning a few minutes ago in my video. This was a separate situation, but it just so happens that I was raiding with these guys, and here's my example. Okay, we're going to go ahead, and as you can see, Kirill gives a plus 30% attack, and Bolttusk gives a plus 48. Because as you can clearly see, this is game over for them already, and I can recharge both of those heroes almost instantly. I'm going to go ahead and move away from this cartoon my kids are watching. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens if you do happen to do this backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set off Bolttusk first. Okay? So now everybody has a plus 48% attack. Now I'm going to set off Kirill. See the way that that sword moved underneath of that shield? Now everybody only has a 30% attack. Not ideal. So, like I was saying, when you're stacking buffs, you got to kind of do a little bit of thinking, a little bit of planning ahead. You want to make sure that you don't do what I just did on accident, because you will lose out on the bonus. At this point, Bold Tusk was nothing more but just a heal. Even though Kirill does heal, I just lost Bold Tusk's attack stat, and that's not good. So, I'll, finish this off real quick. Like I said, I just wanted to add this in as kind of like a little bit of a bonus, because it just so happened that a few minutes after I finished that video originally, and there you go. A few minutes after I finished that original video, this happened, and I figured I'd add it in just to show what not to do. But once again, there's kind of a example, one of many, of hero stacking and buff stacking. So, added that in. Glad that happened, actually. And once again, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.